Hey, what's up, guys? Just want to make another quick Friday the 13th video. One thing that you might notice, and if this does turn out crappy, I won't end up uploading this, but if it does turn out okay, then I'll go ahead and be fine with it. I'm currently at my grandma's house. I rented a bunch of movies, and one of them, I went to a video store. Well, let me backtrack. I went to stay with my grandma because she had a dental surgery. And I said, well, hey, if I'm going to be staying here, would you like to watch some movies? And so I went to the video store because we had to wait for medication to get picked up. So I went to the video store while we were waiting, and I picked up some movies. I picked up Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. I picked up Ghostbusters, Ice Age The Meltdown, because my grandma likes Ice Age. I picked up Alien and Aliens. And if I didn't say it already, Ghostbusters. I picked up that as well. So I'll probably still end up I'll be doing this video regardless, just if it doesn't turn out good on this microphone, because I'm using my grandma's laptop. So if the mic doesn't sound good or whatever because of the fan blowing here on the laptop, then I'll just redo this when I get home. But if not, I'll probably end up going ahead and saving and uploading this video, maybe. I don't know. Or at least sending the sound file to my computer, and then I'll put it together when I get home. But if it turns out like crap, then okay, I'll just do it at home. But I have these movies till Saturday, so there you go. I just wanted to update you on that. But I looked all over for the Friday the 13th movies. I was kind of rushed because, again, we were waiting for that medicine. So when I got to looking for Friday the 13th movies and seeing what I could do, because all I had left was New Blood, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X, and then I was done. I tried finding the Jason movies, couldn't find them. I couldn't find Jason Goes to Hell, and I couldn't find Jason X. When I checked for Friday the 13th movies, they only had two: Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, and this one, The New Blood. So I said, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get that. And so yeah, that's why I'm doing The New Blood now. At least I kind of can do these in order, and I can just reposition the movies accordingly. Now again, this video may be a little bit longer than the others because I actually recently saw this one versus the Friday the 13th films I had seen before, which I had just seen last year, and I just kind of went off memory on how I felt about them. But this movie, I enjoyed it in a way. I just kind of have mixed opinions. When I rated it on Facebook, I gave it a 3 out of 5 star. Mainly with this movie, the MPAA, aka the Motion Picture Association of Assholes, they really raped this film. But they didn't rape it as bad as like Friday the 13th Part 8. But with this movie, it was ridiculous. You had all these kill scenes that looked like they could have been cool, I guess. You know, the slit throat with that farm tool. But it didn't work. You know, they didn't show it. And then at the end, they showed all the dead bodies. It's like, oh, see, look at all that gore you missed out on. So I don't get why they couldn't, you know, put that together. And from what I understand, there's never going to be an uncut version. So that sucks. Yeah, so honestly, the way this movie went out, you know, this was supposed to be a Jason versus Carrie thing. They were trying to do Freddy versus Jason, but they couldn't get New Line and Paramount to agree on stuff, so I don't know, legal stuff or whatever, so they just did this instead, Jason versus Carrie. The movie's okay, but again, I still think it has some problems. Quite frankly, I'm not huge on exposition, but honestly, I think it would have worked better for this movie if they did some exposition on Tina as a little girl, rather than just doing the first 5-10 minutes of her, oh, and then she kills her dad. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to feel sorry for this character? Because they want you to feel sorry for the character, and I'm like, I don't feel sorry for this character. Now, if she had gotten, you know, bullied and then sent away to a mental hospital, or if she had some other kind of thing, like oh, her dad maybe drowned and, she got mad about something. Like, the way they killed her dad off, she killed her dad, and she's like, I hate you. And then, I'm sure it was an accident, but, like, you just don't feel any, at least me, I didn't feel any sympathy for this character. I really didn't. I don't get why, I don't get it. The other thing is, if the MPAA was going to just censor this movie all to hell, why did they not go out of their way and just say, okay, well, if this movie's going to get censored, then we just need to put more fight scenes between Jason and Tina. Like, I never understood that. The last, 15 minutes of the film's pretty good, but, like, the kills are so lackluster in the movie, it's just like, I'd rather not have the kills at all. I'd rather just have the fight. But then I guess it would be a Friday the 13th movie and people would bitch. But honestly, it's like, you've done everything. It's like, how many more times do I need to see Jason slash somebody? Like, oh, slit throat. Oh, I hit him in the head. It's old. But I'd say my favorite death scene was the one in the barn. And the funniest death scene was when he did that party horn and stabbed her in the eye. I laughed at that. I thought that was funny. But the movie is just like, I don't really know what I can say about it. I don't hate the movie, because I think if it had been uncensored, it would have been a lot better. But I think also if they were going to have that happen, why didn't they just put more Tina on screen? I thought that would have been better. Because I like the fight scene. But it's just like, I wanted to see more. And it just seemed like the teenagers were the characters you really didn't care that much about. And they just died off real fast. Like, you just didn't care. It's just like, why put them in? If you're going to make a Versus movie, but not title it a Versus movie, it still would have been fine. But, I don't know. I guess that was sort of the build-up, and then it's like, okay, this is the redeeming part about the movie. We get to see a fight. But then it's just like, seeing that makes me want to see more. I don't get it. I'm trying to think of something else to say because I'm just dumbfounded at what to say. If I had to give it a rating, it would just be an average rating. Like, very average. Like, what is it? I think this gets like a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. I could be wrong. I think I saw that rating somewhere. And it deserves it. It is lacking. It's a movie that I think has a lot of it has potential, but it's lacking in certain areas. Like, it's lacking either in the Jason versus Carrie fight or Tina fight or whatever. It's either lacking in that or it's lacking in the death scenes. And I understand it's not the movie's fault, but it still doesn't make it any less good. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to rant on the movie. I thought the movie was okay. I just thought it could have been better. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, Kane Hodder as Jason. First movie is Kane Hodder as Jason. Thought he did great, but, I thought the other guy did good too. Guy from Part 6, I thought he did good. I think his name's Richard Brooker or something. In Part 3, I thought he did a good job. I've never had a problem with the people who play Jason. And, it always kind of bothered me. People are like, well, Kane Hodder played Jason through most of the movies. Not really. I mean, he played him through what? 7, 8, 9, and 10. I mean, granted, that's 4 films, but, it's all the real crappy ones to most people. It's not like it was... probably with the exception of this movie, but, like, he's in all the crappy movies, but Kane Hodder's the best Jason. Well, what the fuck? That doesn't really make much sense to me. He's the best Jason, but he's in all the shittiest movies, because that's what most people say. They're like, oh, all these movies are shit, but Kane Hodder's the best. Like, just because he played Jason 4 times, and I'm not saying he's bad as Jason, but I'm just saying, I don't get it. I don't get it. But, I think that's all I've got to say. If those of you guys who are watching this in my subscriptions and you guys are looking forward to what I'm doing next, probably be doing the Alien films at least. Not sure about Ghostbusters. I'm not even really sure about Aliens, like Alien and Aliens, but I think I'll still like them enough to give them a chance, but I don't know. We also have Ice Age 2: The Meltdown, which I'm not going to do. That's just a fun little movie. My grandma likes it. I've never seen it, and it was the only Ice Age movie there. All the other ones were checked out, and Ghostbusters, I'm not really sure. I never grew up with, like, any of these movies. Especially Ghostbusters. I never grew up with that. I've watched half of it so far. I'm not, like, that impressed with it, you know? I'm just like, it's alright. Bill Murray's funny, but it's just like, I'm not, like, that blown away by it. I'm not like, oh my god, this is, like, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I guess I just don't see it. Maybe I had to live the time, I don't know, but, yeah. But that's as far as what's coming up next. But, anyway, guys, thanks for watching Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Last two movies I gotta do, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, which I'm excited to see Jason X, and I'm kinda dreading Jason Goes to Hell. But at least Jason Goes to Hell has some, you know, gory stuff, so at least I can appreciate that. And Jason X, I'm interested in seeing that, because I've heard people say it's bad, but I've heard people say it's good, and I'd like to see it for myself. So I don't think it looks that bad. A Jason in space, I don't see that as a big deal. And I think by this point, yes, the woods scene is tiring. Now that I've seen this, I'm like, oh, it's in the woods. It's nice to see Kane Hodder in the woods, but it's like, great, you know? Let's do something else. Let's do something inventive. Something creative. Something a little outside the box. For fun. You know? There's a difference in being different and good and different and shitty. But anyway, I've gone on long enough. Thanks for watching. Take care. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.